Amy. Well, thank you. If you are a parent getting ready to send your child back to school, we're on your side with warning signs of speech and language disorders. And joining me now is Dr. Carney Soto from the University of Cincinnati. We say welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. This is one of those areas, at what age do you really need to be concerned? Because I know as children start to communicate, whether they're 1 or 2, you think, oh, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? And then yet you might go, ooh, I don't know if that sounds correct. When do we need to really be cautious about this?
Well, about a year old, your child should start talking and saying some words, some that are intelligible to you, that you understand. But between 1 and 2, that's when they're starting to develop more words. If your baby is absolutely quiet by the age of 1, that to me is that's a warning sign. By 2 years old, they should be starting to put 2 words together. So usually between 12 and 15 months, most kids are getting their first words.
Okay, and how do we know that they're not just having a difficult time expressing themselves or putting the words together correctly when they truly might have some kind of speech impediment or disorder?
Well, sometimes we look for if there's any type of struggle when they're trying to speak, but if they're absolutely quiet and they're not speaking at all, that's when we want to make sure we talk to our pediatrician or possibly go to a speech-language pathologist. And just playing with the kids, playing with other kids, you want to watch to see if they're speaking with other children. Sometimes they feel they're a little bit more shy in front of other people.
Now we have some tips for preventing problems down the road. Let's explain these to our viewers, please. Quantity versus quality.
Well, you want to make sure that you are always speaking to your children in various environments. Whether you're in the car, you can be speaking about what's outside in the environment. Children learn best when they're around things that they can talk about that are very concrete. And so you don't want to worry about at the early ages between birth and 3 about how their actual sound production is at that age necessarily.
Baby talk is okay?
Well, you know, baby talk is cute, but if a child goes around calling the bottle the baba all the time, nobody else is necessarily going to understand what the baba is or the getty for the spaghetti. So it's good for parents to always model those words, not necessarily tell your child to repeat those words, but to keep modeling the real word.
What about correcting them, saying, honey, it's spaghetti?
It's fine to say that, but I wouldn't keep saying, now say spaghetti, say spaghetti.
Gotcha, there is a difference there. Obviously tone, too. You don't want to be threatening. Growing out of it, and what does that mean?
Well, I mean, there's some different schools of thought, but children don't necessarily grow out of a speech-language disorder. If they're already delayed, you want to prevent reading difficulties and learning disabilities. That often speech and language is the first sign of a reading difficulty or a learning disability.
All right, very good. But just engage your children. Get them talking about anything around them, and you have a phone number you want to share.
Right. At the American Speech Language Hearing Association, we have a phone number and website, and the phone number is 800-638-8255. Or you can go to the ASHA.org website. There's plenty of information there. There's some really good books about speech and language development. There's always people to talk to you or refer you to someone in your area.
Very good. We're out of time, but thank you, Dr. Soto.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.